Ah, this is nice. Perfect. A little Barbra Streisand memories. Well, it did all start with my man to my left, to Bernie's right. Started, we're going back almost 23 years ago, down right off Cypress Creek Road in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Eventually made its way to New York City, April 1 of 2000 at WNEW-FM before I joined Bernie the year after at WFAM. But Bernie, you would make fun of me when I...
Sports guys.
Right, exactly right. So we've got a long history together. We've been friends a long time. He's one of the really best guys in the business. And when I tell you that a lot of the philosophies that I've used along the way, which includes, Bernie, as you know, enjoying to talk about politics and news and pop culture and sports and entertainment, all those things in one, that was Scott's vision way back when, in the late 1990s, and it's working for me now. So 22 years later, here he is, the host of the Scott and BR Show from San Diego, California, and the CEO of Sided, which we're really excited to tell you about today as well, which Scott will. My old buddy Scott Kaplan. Good to see you, pal.
Hello, Scott. Thank you guys for having me. Bernie, what a pleasure to meet you, man.
Pleasure's all mine.
Yeah, really.
Trust me.
I was loving listening to you guys today. I loved when you were giving Chuck Todd the business, man. He wasn't having any part of that.
No.
Read the Mueller report. I'm like, dude, I don't even know what that is.
The Mueller report. Yeah. I mean, please. Wake up. I mean, these guys, they're intransigent. They won't budge. I mean, they see black and they'll tell you it's white.
But you know what's funny? Scott goes, I don't even know what that is. So I will often guest Bernie on Scott's radio show. He still does a sports talk show. So eventually, every single time I come on, it morphs into some type of political discussion. Donald Trump, you know.
In California, where Sid's really, really popular. I mean, where people really agree with a lot of Sid's political philosophies.
But whether they agree or not, I turn his sports talk show into like Meet the Press, and they go effing crazy. They get nuts.
Right? Yeah.
And Scott's like, I don't watch that stuff. I don't do that stuff.
Yeah.
But that's what we do. And you're right. Chuck Todd comes on everybody. Doesn't get paid, Scott. He's just a friend. He likes Bernie and I.
We've known him for a long time. Yeah. He developed a relationship with Sid, a close one down in Florida, actually.
Yeah. What did you think? I'm just sorry to jump in here and ask a question, but Bernie, what did you think when you first got Sid over to the old show with all the characters? Like when he came in late after the whole show was way established,
That's
right?
right. He came in 2000. And what did I think? Well, at first I was a little apprehensive, but then he was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, he was just off the charts funny. He was just like out of his mind funny. It was great.
You have no idea. When I first met Sidney, okay, we worked at a company called Sportsline USA, and it turned into CBS Sportsline, which turned into CBSSports.com. So Sidney would walk around the office, shirt unbuttoned all the way down, like no chest of any kind at the time. You know what I mean?
I remember those days.
I don't know what the hell's going on inside this body right now. I don't know what horse steroids he's pumping into this thing.
Yeah.
All right? But seriously, no chest of any kind, no muscular structure of any sort.
I think that's like when I fought you.
Yeah, that's right. Same thing.
Right. And so like Sid was like the Pittsburgh Pirates Barry Bonds back then versus now he's the San Francisco Giants Barry Bonds. Okay.
Yeah. Like Jason Giambi, who looks like Don Knotts now. And back in the day, he was The Rock.
Right. So Sidney walks around and he's shaking everybody's hand. He's going, "How you doing? Hey, how you doing?" He's like checking on everybody, like he's the freaking mayor of the place, you know?
Yeah.
Right? And I remember saying to my boss, I go, "See this guy right here? I go, can he come work with me? Get him out of fantasy football. Let him come work with me."
It's true.
And that really started.
Oh, good for you. Yeah. You noticed.
He's the guy that noticed it. And let me tell you, early on in our stay together, we just did internet radio. We eventually got to syndicated radio. We were on 40 or 50 markets. Both Joel Hollander, Westwood One, and Sports Fan Radio Network syndicated our program. And we eventually got it to New York City to do a morning show. But initially, we had like 6 guys who knew about internet radio in Japan.
Oh, yeah.
And we'd be interviewing monthly. No kidding.
Yeah.
Because they did contracts with CBS Sportsline, Sportsline USA, Tiger Woods, Michael Jordan, Shaquille O'Neal. No one could get to these guys. Yeah. We had them every month.
Oh, yeah. We had this incredible content, and we had no audience. But we would know by their IP addresses where they were. Hey, we want to say hello to that dude who's watching in the dorms at Oklahoma State University. I mean, the internet was so new. But then they put us on radio, and when we came up to New York, I was the one who said, "Sid, let's not go for WFAN. Let's go for WNEW. Let's be as funny as we can be.
Opie and Anthony and those guys.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were there. That was the thing.
Right.
Leslie Gold, the radio chick.
Yeah. So they brought us in, and they're like, well, you guys do sports, because Imus is over there doing politics at FAN, and Howard's over here doing what he does. So you guys are in the middle, and just do what you guys do. And then I remember, I'll never forget, Sidney and I had Shaquille O'Neal in studio right after the Lakers had won the championship. He was here to do a media tour. He spent an hour with us. Yeah. We had the greatest time ever. The guys from FAN were calling, going, how do we get him over? How'd you guys get a hold of him? Right. We had already had a relationship with Shaquille.
Oh, you especially, but yeah.
But I remember the program director there that day saying, what are you guys doing? That was horrible.
Yeah.
That was terrible.
Which Shaquille O'Neal was terrible?
Right.
Well, the program director is a guy named Jeremy Coleman, who right now is the program director for the Howard Stern channels on Sirius XM. He replaced Tim Sabian.
How conceivably could an interview with Shaquille O'Neal be terrible?
They had no idea what they were doing. And I would tell Jeremy that right to his face. Him, Ken Stevens, those guys, and Anthony Cumia will tell you the same thing. He's here every Tuesday. They had no idea what they were doing.
Yeah, it was a disastrous time, really, because we weren't exactly set up for success, you know? And we came back to New York, and, I mean, Sid, I'm sure you've talked about this a million times, but a lot of the problems that Sid had left when he first left reappeared.
Yeah.
You know, when Moose and Rocco are showing up in the lobby of the radio station looking for money from 20 years ago.
I'm feeling you.
Yeah. So, but I'm just so proud of this guy, because, you know, what happened was, Bernie, is we got into it didn't end well, right? You know, I mean, it was kind of like, I'll never forget, the Yankees were playing the Mets in the World Series. I was a Yankees fan. Sid was a Mets fan. He was pissed. Oh, he was pissed.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was just rubbing it in his face, you know what I mean? That the Yankees were just giving it to the Mets. Yeah. And he was pissed. And I wanted to go.
Be pissed.
And I wanted to go to the victory parade, and he wouldn't go to the victory parade with me because the Yankees won. He wouldn't go.
He's come a long way since then.
Right? I know.
Now it's like he's half into Yankee Stadium. He's wearing pinstripes.
I know. I see him in pictures with his kid at Yankee Stadium. Like, I love the Yankees. I'm like, what are you kidding me?
What happened?
Right? What do you love the Jets too now?
Well, if they invite me to throw out the first pitch, or kick the first field goal, whatever it is, why not?
He can be bought.
I've got no pride when it comes to that.
I understand.
No, we did. It was an ugly breakup, like most bands and successful duos are. Opie and Anthony, very ugly. Mike and the Mad Dog, very ugly. You and I know, but he and I were. But we have. I think we're close. I know we are. We're closer now than we've ever been the last couple of years. And again, we're going on 20 years anniversary of working together. And right now, he's one of my best friends, not just in the business, but in my life.
Yeah, it's amazing. You know, we were at the Super Bowl this year, and me and Sid and his wife Danielle and his son Gabe, we all went out to dinner. Like we used to be, when we were younger, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, we'd go to the Super Bowl, and you don't understand. Well, you do understand.
No, Bernie knows.
You do understand. He gets stupid drunk, right? He gets stupid drunk.
Crazy.
And then, like, start fights. Yeah. You know? I mean, it didn't matter who it was.
Stuart Scott. I almost beat up Stuart Scott. The poor guy. He's already dead of cancer, God rest his soul.
And you know where he really started a fight one night with Pat O'Brien. Remember Pat O'Brien?
The two of them from similar guys.
Oh,
similar
man.
In that, you know.
And you know what it was? Because Sid was putting his fingers in Pat O'Brien's face.
Oh,
you know
finger
what I mean?
thing.
Yeah, I'm like, people don't like that.
No.
They don't like it.
I don't play that either.
Yeah. I'm like, do not put your hands on my face.
Don't do that.
Don't touch my face.
You know, Matt Meany, what did you say just now?
Not much has changed.
He's got certain face victims.
Yeah.
And certain people that he doesn't touch.
Every morning.
Doesn't matter. Do the President Trump. What do I care? You're getting a death finger. You doubt it?
Yes.
You're probably right.
You know what's so funny about you know, your whole relationship with Trump? So I'll never forget. So Sid and I come to New York where, you know, Sid's back home. It's great for him. I'm a kid from upstate. I'm from Monticello. I have no idea what's going on. I mean, I'm lost. I'm just married. I got a new kid. We moved to New York City. Things are crazy at this moment. But we get invited to host some sort of a charity hole-in-one putt in Central Park.
Yeah.
I
remember that.
Right. And so
Trump was there.
Right, we're the MCs, right? And here comes Trump.
Yeah.
And Trump is Trump at the time. Trump's not
sure,
you know, not the Texas everybody loves Donald guy.
It was a tavern on the green.
Yes.
He's the billionaire playboy.
Yes.
Right. That's who he was back then.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
That's so funny. I just remembered that. That's right. Well, listen, we got about 2 minutes to go. I want you to tell folks about Sided. This is an unbelievable way for folks and fans to discuss. Much better than Twitter. Give them the information.
All right, look, here's the deal. So you guys, this morning, I'm watching what you're doing. I'm listening to everything you're talking about on the radio, and your production team is pushing content out to Twitter, right?
Yeah.
And so the discussion that you're having here on the radio is now going, and it's continuing on Twitter. Well, I'm going to ask you a question real quick. How much money are you making from that?
I'd have to ask my program director.
Yeah, what do you think?
Nothing.
I don't know.
Yeah, well,
The answer is nothing.
okay,
nothing.
Well, what we've done is we've come up with a way so that content creators like you guys actually do get paid. And by the way, the users, the people who are engaging in this great content that you're talking about, they win prizes along the way. They're awarded with points. They get to compete with one another. Unlike Twitter, where it's an unorganized mess and it's so toxic and there's never an end to a discussion, this is actually a game where somebody wins and somebody loses based on the votes from everybody, based on all on your content. So
Wow.
I would say that everybody should just check it out.
Say it again. Where is it? Spell it.
Spell it.
Sided. Yeah, Sided.
Sided.co. Now, that's kind of a weird URL.
Right.
.com. Everything's .com.
Right.
And so it's Sided, SIDED.co. I'm saving you like a tenth of a second by not having to type an M.
Well, that's good. That's more
Good for
content
you.
for the site. That's
Good
right.
for you at the end of the day. Sided.co. You'll see Sydney has helped me a lot, Bernie. In fact, you would agree. I mean, he saw this 2+ years ago when it was a piece of paper.
Yes, I did.
You know?
You met me for lunch, and that's all it was. And now it's actually blossomed into a big-time thing. In fact, he's here today, not just to see us, but to talk to our program director, Dave Labrosi, about the station employing this.
As Curtis calls him, Dave Luca Brotz.
That's right. That's how big the site has gotten, and that's how big the future will be.
Well, yeah,
for
that's
Sided,
what we're doing now. Is we're like literally
Good for
soliciting
you.
radio stations around the country who, as you guys can tell, you had a bunch of radio stations here. You got fewer now. Every radio station in the country is looking for how can we make more money.
Right,
And one of the ways you make more money is you monetize all of your content, but you do it in a way that's really fun and engaging for your audience.
I like it.
See,
I like what I hear.
this kid kicked me out of New York. I mean, I lost my New York privileges. Okay, when this kid kicked me out of New York, you know what happened? You know, really, where my whole career went south in New York City was the day I was reading a liner on the air and I called Houston Street Houston Street.
That was bad.
It was like
no
the
good.
most
No good.
unforgivable thing that could have ever happened.
No good.
Right?
Seriously, you could have raped and pillaged a village. You would have been better off.
I lost my New York privileges. I'm back from California, all sunshine and like organic and avocados, and I'm here with technology.
Well, it's good to see you, man. It is great to see you. Check it out today, folks. Sided.co and get involved in one of the discussions. I got one up right now about the Democratic debate from a couple of nights ago. Sided.co, that's where you find it. The great Scott Kaplan. We
Very
love
good,
you, pal.
Scott.
Thank you, Bernie.
you.
Thank you, buddy.
Pleasure to see
Appreciate
you.
it.
Scott Kaplan,
Love you,
welcome back.